Once you begin to enter transactions for your customers, those transactions will show in the window to the right of the names list. Just above this area, you can filter for these transactions by type, date, etc. You also have access to a few quick reports on the top right of the center. But there are many more reports available in the Report Center, which we'll look at later. You can create transactions right from this center by selecting a name, clicking on it once, and then either right-click to make a choice, or go to the New Transactions button and choosing one. Another option would be to go to the Home Working Environment and choose Create Invoices to start the process. Now let's look at the Vendor Center. You set up your vendor names in the same way you did customers. Just click on New Vendor again, and on the first tab, enter the name, address, and pertinent information. Let's name this vendor Anywhere Electric. Of course, you can set up your own real vendors now. You can always go back later and fill in addresses and phone numbers. The Additional Info tab is where you can enter your account number with this vendor, the type of vendor this is for you, and create custom fields. You may want to keep track of things like when their insurance certificates expire. So you would just click on Define Fields, set up those labels, and click in the Vendor column. If this is a vendor that may need to receive a Form 1099 for services rendered, QuickBooks can keep track of this by setting up a few pieces of information. First, you would go to Edit, Preferences, Tax 1099, Company Preferences, and choose Yes to filing the form. Then you would need to set up the accounts from your chart of accounts that you'll be coding this vendor's bills and checks to. Once you do that, you have a box available. Just check that box, enter that vendor's tax ID number, and QuickBooks will take care of the rest. Go ahead and take a few minutes to set up some of your own vendors. You can click Next in between to come up with a new blank screen. Now let's move on to the Employee Center. Click on New Employee. This is very similar to setting up vendors and customers, but with more information since you'll need wage, tax, and other items. Many companies choose a third party to handle their payroll tasks.